I started recording. I was talking about what's happening in this class. We're done with chapter 10. How many of you finished chapter 10? All of you? Alright. Perfect. Ryan, you're done with chapter 10? Jason, you started working with chapter 10? There is a homework. Everybody notice the homework? I believe homework number 11. That's for chapter 10. Okay, that's due sometimes this week. Okay, please fill it. Please finish that one as well. And about the other stuff, remember I was talking about the class exam is take home, right? So this class in final week is due. I'm gonna give it to you on week 14. This is week 11 running. So what you'd be doing during this time 11 to 14, you'd be finishing up the project. The project is also due on week final week, okay, on the exam day, final exam day. So in final exam day you have two things due, project and the final exam. And the project I did talk about it quite some time already. If you'd like to do the custom or the thing that you would like to do for project, let me know. How many of you want to do your own project? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Everybody want to do your own project, right? Except Ryan, you don't want to do your own project. You want what about Aiden? Aiden, you don't want to do your own project. You want me to assign something, okay? So for Ryan, Aiden, in this class at least, you want to be okay. So yeah, all right. So like in this class, like two of you want to do your own, want to do the project that I will assign. So that for on that regard, I'm gonna assign a project this week. Okay, I'm still battling myself. So so which one to assign to you? So ideally, for me, when I'm gonna assign something, let me give you a heads up. I'm gonna give you a floor plan, like actual one, and I'll ask you to redraw it. Okay, so that's what you're gonna do. Yeah. All right. So let me come back to our original topic here. So here it is. You wanna open. First of all, you wanna open the bright space. Everybody, please open the bright space. Two things that you'd like to open from bright space. One is the practice drawing itself, which is not necessarily right away you'd be opening up, but the PowerPoint will be opening up now. So we're going to start chapter 11 today, right? So you want to go to content, as you can see here on the screen, everybody, right? Go to content and then go class lecture and see just two more chapters left, 11 and 12, right? 12 is a little bigger, 11 we're going to finish up today. Okay, on 11 we're going to learn how to do plotting. Okay, so in 11 there are 4 exercise problems. Out of 4 we're going to do 2 here and 2 would be for homework. That would be homework number 12. Okay, all right, come back here. So for plotting, that is the most important thing, like output. I know you guys are doing output right away. I mean, just exporting PDF so far for the homework, right? That is one way of doing output. Everybody remember the exporting PDF? Okay, let me show it to you. Okay, so anytime you have a drawing, say like I have a circle and I want to go to output. Everybody remember that? And under this output there is this export. You can export it to DXF, PDF, so many different ways. Now I'd like to show you contrast. So say like you were saving it as a PDF under document, right? And then you want to go to the document here, and this was your drawing 1. Okay, so here it is. So important part I'd like to highlight. Okay, take a look here. So I had this thing exported as a PDF. We have done it so far, like all the homeworks, right? Everybody should know it. How many of you don't know it, how to export it? Raise your hand. Everyone knows it, right? If you don't know it, don't hesitate. Raise your hand. I'll come and help you in person, okay? Again, the way you can do the exporting PDF is very easy. You want to go to ribbon and output, and there is this export, and simply you click on export PDF. Then you should have a destination showed up as a link, and then you'd like to save it to the name that you'd like to save. I saved it in here documents as a drawing one, and when I open it, it looks like this. Now so many things to talk about it. Okay, now it's fairly easy to export a PDF, but the problem with exporting a PDF is like you really don't have that much of control. Whatever is in the model window, you just export it there, right? Now you can mainly do able to control. So like you'd like to only print the rectangle, you'd like to only print the circle or both of them, nothing on the top of the page, right? So many ways you'd like to print, maybe, right? You'd like to say like print it in A4. You know A4 page, Ryan? So like the standard page that you use, right? 8.5 by 11. Still like you would like to paint a little bigger page. I mean, so many things that you might want to do, right? And nothing you can do it here. That's a good thing. You do export right away, but doesn't have that much of control. So our class today is, that's the motivation from this class today. Our class is today, we'll talk about how to export the PDF, not like using this exporting PDF, rather using the plot function. Okay, so now when you're going to use the plot function, you can do two things. One, you can plot it in a PDF, or you can plot it in a paper, right? So they have these two options. Okay, and under those two options, there are so many options over there in AutoCAD. It's not like a straightforward print. There are so many options involved. That's why they have this chapter 11 dedicated just for plotting. How many of you finished it? I know Amira finished it. Lucas finished it. Lucas finished the whole book last class. Caleb, you finished chapter 11? So that could be something new. Anybody else finished chapter 11? You did finish also chapter 11? Okay. Nika finished it as well. Alright, so we're going to start with chapter 11. And again, at the beginning of the class, I did mention in chapter 11, there are 4 exercise problems. Out of 4, we're going to do 2 here and 2 would be homework. So the class may end really early, okay, for today's class. Alright, so if you have a digital book, you would like to open it as well. But as I'm saying, I'm going to talk about these slides, okay. So let's start with the objective. So you're going to learn how to plot drawings from model space. Now when it says the model space, you know what is model space. Anytime you have this black screen, that is the model space. Take a look on the lower left corner of this AutoCAD platform. You'll be seeing model. It says model tab and then layout tab, layout 1, layout 2. You will see that, right? So that's what they're saying. Now moving back, it says you will be learning how to plot a drawing from the model space and then properly scale drawing. Now that's another very important thing. Usually if you'd like to plot a bigger floor plan, you would like to scale it down, and that's always the case. As an example, if you'd like to plot the drawing for this navel line, south or whole navel line, you know it is impossible to plot it in a paper like that big, so you have to scale it down, right? And that's the same thing is true, scale it up for a micro scale or nanoscalic drawing that you are doing. All right, just the opposite end. So that's the scaling. Describe the purpose of the plot style table. So we'll talk more about it when time comes. Let me move on. Where it is located. So it is the plot command. You would be finding it on the top here. Ever see that? There's the plot option. So if you're going to click here, all the options are going to show up. I'll talk with each one of the options shortly. Okay. Now let's just hang in there. And I'd like to show it to you the other place, not only the quick access toolbar. If you're going to click on the AutoCAD A on the upper left corner, you will have the plot option as well. Okay, or it says print. Okay, so then moving on. So as I was saying, like you would be seeing so many options here, right, under this plot command. So let's go one by one. The first one is the printer or plotter. What does it mean? So excuse me. So if you come here, click on this plot or printer sign. So the first one that they were saying here, okay, where you'd like to plot, okay, and you know Pharos, this Pharos secure printer, that's for this printer, right? You guys use the Pharos secure printer? How many of you use that? Pharos, you use that? So yeah, you use that, right? You know, if you can send it over there and use a punch card or something and or code, either way, that printer will gonna ultimately, you release it from here, that printer will gonna ultimately print it for you once we're gonna give the code over there. Okay, so that's the usual way of printing. That's the main thing of the printing. However, if you'd like to print it as a PDF with a different quality, high quality, medium quality, you know, lower quality, and other format as well, right, like the DWF, okay, publish as a JPG, PNG. You know JPG, PNG, what are those? Those are picture format, right? Literally you can publish it in any way you want, like along with the PDF, picture, or whatever, right? So you can do it here. So that's the thing that they were saying. Let me go one by one on this slide and talk about it. Okay, so then the next thing is the paper size, which is here. Remember, I was talking about the A4 size paper. There are other standard paper, the architectural paper size. Let me show it to you here, which is 18 by 24. Okay, anybody is familiar with 18 by 24? So that's another standard paper size. So one is, as I'm saying, 8.5 by 11 and 18 by 24. Okay, there are other sizes as well. So you'd like to choose them. All right, then the plot offset, that is so important. Okay, so if you're gonna click on the center, what will happen? The plot will gonna be at the center. Or if you don't want to do that, the plot offset x and y coordinates value would like to put, then you are manually defining it. Okay, that's what it says here. We're gonna be seeing the application of that thing today. Okay, shortly. Okay, so then the plot style table, that one is so important, everyone. So what is plot style table? So if you're going to click here on the very top, it says plot style table pen assignments. Okay, now this has something to do with how I'd like to print the layers. Everybody is familiar with layers. Okay, there could be, like, you know, the layer for the object line, the hidden line, you know, the other objects that you created inside, right? And the windows, the door, you name it, right? There could be so many different layers that you could have assigned and draw the whole drawing. However, when you're gonna print it, what will happen if you don't do anything here? It will gonna all print it to its own different color. As an example, so like you have a drawing with the outside line is black, but the hatchet line is probably red. Then when you're gonna try to print, it will gonna print with the exact same thing that you're seeing on the model screen, right? Black and the red. However, you may not want to do that, right? You most of the time, almost all the time, you do print like black and white, right? Everybody. So if you're gonna keep that option, like printing that red and the black in a black and white printer, what might happen? Anybody have any idea? You see, I mean, if the red line and black line has very thick limit, then it may not hamper that much on the printing. However, if one of them is hidden line or the thin line, right, you may not see it properly. So because of the red line or because of the other color that you choose. So in the monochromatic printer, so like black and white, you'd like to choose all the layers should be monochromatic. Does it make sense to everyone? So you'd like to choose all the layers should be monochromatic. So there's this option here. Let me show it to you. So as you can see on the AutoCAD, so you see the monochrome, that's what you'd like to choose. Everybody got it? All right, perfect. And then the drawing orientation, that one is so important. I mean, whether you like landscape or portrait, and that's so straightforward. Okay, you wanna make sure you choose that one. Basic preview, okay, full preview. So that is what you are seeing it here. Okay, so the basic preview or the full preview. All right, this one is very important. I'm going to talk about this. Okay, so the preview is going to usually come up here. Okay, ever see that? It's not showing up, but it will going to come when we're going to start dealing with this. They don't have that much more here. Just one second. All right, then they're just talking about the paper space. So there's more we can talk about it, but I guess this one they skip. Okay, I want everyone, okay, I did read through myself the book. I want everyone to read chapter 11. What I was talking here, they have the detailed descriptions over there. Okay, so don't feel like if you're gonna finish with the exercise you are done. Okay, that is good and dandy, you finish the exercise, but at the same time reading the book is so important. It has so many details. Okay, how many of you read the book? Usually half of you. The other half don't read the book, probably just do the exercise. You read the book. Read the book, okay, before you do the exercise. They have so many important information over there. What I was just saying, everything is from the book, okay, nothing from the exercise, okay. All right, just come here and show you this one. This one is so important. See, what to plot. So they have like 4 options here, right? I'll talk with pretty much all of them. So you have the first one is the display. So when you are choosing the display, what does it mean? It's meaning whatever is in the display. As an example, these 2 are in the display. So if you try to plot, this is what you're going to get plot. Now this one, if I'm going to zoom it, this is on the display now, right? If you try to plot, this is only that thing we're going to get plot. Does it make sense to everyone? All right, so there's other stuff as well, what to plot. So after that display, there's this extent, limits, and windows. These are so important as well. Let me just talk a little bit about the extent. The other one I'll talk later. Okay, the extent is, if you're going to choose the extent, it is going to zoom it and it is going to print the whole thing, whatever is in the model space. Does it make sense? And again, in the book, each one of the options are explained clearly. Okay. Okay. Let me open the book as well, because I need the book anyway. Everybody, please open the book. If you have the book, like the physical copy, open it, open chapter 11. If you don't have the physical copy, an electronic copy like mine, would like to open it as well. All right, so these are the thing I just covered. Okay, so I would like to go with this exercise. I think I did cover pretty much everything. Let me verify. Yeah, oh, there is one more thing I didn't quite cover. So you see, fit to paper, plot scale. Everybody see that? Plot scale. So this one is important. So you can do either fit to paper, whatever is in the drawing, it will gonna fit automatically. Or if you don't want to do that, you want to do custom, you would like to do scale, okay? 1 to 2 or 2 to 1 or 1 to 5. You see so many scales here. So you can choose it over there. You can manually choose it as well with the units and everything, okay? So you see your choice, but usually for the first one, you'd be choosing fit to paper. Whenever you try to export it in a PDF, you'd like to do fit to paper. Whenever you'd like to do like in a paper copy, you would like to do most likely the manual control, okay? I think I'm done now. Okay, now it's ready, and as you can see, all the descriptions are so important. Okay, remember I was talking about this. There are 4 options, right? The plot area, so the display prints whatever currently visible on the screen, extend prints everything that is drawn in the model space, right? Limit prints everything is within the drawing limits, right? You define the drawing limits. Window allow you to specify the rectangular region around the area used to print, right? So that's the window. So all those options are so important, what you'd like to print. And I guess everybody is interested now to see what you'd be doing, right? Like the actual exercise. So as I'm saying, there are like 4 of them. Everybody would like to open this 11.1.1, and everybody know the location of that. If you forgot about that, you want to go to the content, right? There's 2 ways you can first of all find it. First thing could be if you have a digital book, you can download this zip file, right? Once you download the zip file, all the exercises are there. Okay, and in last chapter we have used so many from there as well, like the kitchen, bathroom blocks, you know, remember, like all sorts of dining table blocks, all sorts of things we did in last chapter. Or if you don't have the electronic copy, I did upload the textbook materials, right? You want to go over there. Yeah, you want to go over there, you will upload it, the same zip file that I was talking. Or for today's class, the purpose of today's class, you want to go chapter class exercise excuse me and go to chapter 11, and there is this 4 of them. This number 1 and number 3 are what we'll be doing here today. Number 2 and number 4 is the homework. So those are really advanced. You can actually follow my leads as well as if you're done with what I'm doing now, you can go with the homeworks, okay, during the class time. So what you'll be doing, you definitely want to download this 11.1.1, right? That's the first thing that we'll be doing. I'm going to download the third one as well, because that's the one that I'll be doing as well for the class. As you can see, it's only 9:26. I was talking about like only 20 minutes. The exercise for today's class are so simple. I did talk about it in last week, right? We were literally done in last week, okay? The thing that we'll be covering this week, and probably it will extend maximum the first class of next week, right? Then we'll be done, maximum. Because we are actually done with pretty much everything. You guys are now ready to deal with any AutoCAD drawing except the printing. We're going to learn printing today, then you can do the printing, and in next class on we'll be doing dimensioning, okay, and then you'll be done pretty much everything. All right, okay, so 2 of them I did download it. So what I'd like to do, since both of them are downloaded in the download folder, I'm going to open the download folder, right? I'm going to go here under the download folder. You want to do the same, and I have these 2 drawing. So the first drawing, which is 11.1.1, I'd like to now do a quick walk around here, and I'd like to make sure everybody have it open just the way I had it here. Now I know some of you are probably well advanced, probably finishing it already. Yes. These are yeah, I should. I don't know why it's not. It is giving me that. And I even closed them. Yeah, it is. Everybody open this drawing? You have the access of that? Yeah. I have the access of it. Yeah, you're done with the book, right? Getting you have the book? Oh, you're done. I'm sending up the book, a physical copy of the written copy. You have the physical? No. You have this. But you have the electronic one, right? No. You don't have electronic one? You have it? No, you have one. Right. For some reason, okay, how about you? Good? Good. I have one physical copy. If you'd like to borrow it, I can give it to. When you do the project, you definitely need it, okay? But try to buy it whenever you can, whenever you're in it. All right, moving on. Okay, so what you want to do after you did that? So you want to click on the plot, right? I'll just strictly follow the steps that they are saying it here, okay? You're going to click on the plot, and when you're going to click on the plot, you see it says here, you may be prompted to learn about the batch plot. I didn't prompt it to anything, but if you are prompted to this screen that you're seeing, you would like to see, do not show me this again, and continue to plot a single sheet, okay? How many of you get this pop-up? Anyway, I didn't get this, but if you get it, like, this is what you got to choose, right? Okay, once you're done with that, then you see the first thing first is the name. So the name of the printer, where you'd like to print it, right? So again, here the first one would be doing the PDF print. Okay, so they were saying do this high quality AutoCAD PDF. Okay, that's the thing. So you choose that one. I did talk about it a little bit already, right? So then they're saying what page size, just standard page size, which is A and SIA, like 8.5 to 11, right? 8.5 to 11 inch, so that's fine. Under this plot area, you'd like to choose the extend. Anybody remember what this extend do? No one? What does extend do? The whole screen, whatever is in the model screen, right? The whole thing, whatever is in the model screen. The whole thing, whatever is in the model screen. Okay, remember that. Extend means the whole thing, whatever is in the model screen. Okay. All right. So that's the extend is doing. All right. Then what? Then it says plot scale. You wanna do fit to paper option. Okay. That's the you wanna disable that one, fit to paper option. Okay. And then you'd like to choose this scale to the drop down list and select 1 to 2. Okay, so you're going to come here and select 1 to 2. What does it mean? You are scaling it down, right, from 1 to 2 units. And then under the plot offset, enable the center plot options. You see, before I choose that, what is showing here under this preview, the quick preview here, is showing here the drawing is on the upper left corner, right? So you might need to make it on the center. So if you're going to choose the center option, immediately the drawing is at the center on the preview. You will see that. All right, so that's what you're going to do. Center the plot option. All right, so then the monochrome options. Remember, I was talking about it, right? The different layer. Take a look on the drawing in the model space. How many colors that you're seeing? Pretty much all the colors possible, right? Including the white, red, black. I mean, all the colors for all the different layers, right? The hidden line, the hatched line, the object line, you know, all the names of those lines, right? Everything is there. Now, obviously, you can't deal with all the colors in a black and white print. So what you'd like to do, you want to choose this monochrome. And where it's located, you see on the upper left corner on this plot dialog box, there is this plot style table. Okay, you want to choose the monochrome from there. And then it says here, assign this plot style table to all the layouts, right? So you'd like to see the same thing as I'm showing it here on the book. So you want to click no to only apply to the plot table to the current layer. Okay, you'd like to click no. All right. Then what? Then it says you want to do a preview. Okay, where is this preview located? And there's so much text. Please read through that. It explains everything here in the book. But you want to click on the preview immediately. Excuse me. Since you choose the extent, remember the extent does what? Anything and everything on the model window, right? It doesn't matter what is that you are seeing on the model window. Maybe you zoomed it, you are only seeing the top view of the model window, right? But in the model window, these are all is there, no matter what you're seeing in the model, in the window. But since all of them are here, because you choose the extent option, all of them are going to come as a print preview like this. Okay, and the other thing that you'd be seeing here, all of them are coming in black and white color because you choose the monochrome, right? So those two very important things just happened here on this plot preview. Everybody see that plot preview? All right, so if you are happy with what you are seeing here, that's what they're saying, you click on the plot here. Did you see the plot at the very top? You click here if you are happy with whatever you're seeing. And then it is going to lead you to the window where you'd like to save it. Okay, obviously that's so straightforward. You'd like to say, I don't know, this is week 11, right? Week 11, lecture 1. You'd like to save it under documents is fine. As a PDF is fine as well. So you're saving it. And you have this drawing got saved over there. And in my case, this does pop up here as a PDF as well, right? This was open as well. So this is what I was printing. This looks very professional, right? There's the thing that you can now print. Now this is in landscape mode, you are seeing it, right? If you're going to put it in the printer now, it will going to get printed in a landscape mode. It makes sense? In a paper of A4. Okay, ANSI A4 means 8.5 multiplied 11 inch, right? Moving to this, so once you're done, you see, browse to the location of the database, accept the default name and click, and I just show it to you that, right? Then select the quick so that one is done. So now we would be doing it, create a window plot for only the front view. So in other words, you're seeing here, we have, like, you know, two views, right? The front and top. And if you'd like to print only this view out of all those drawing, what to do? That's what is the next step for this. What you want to do, you want to click here again under this plot, right? Ever see that? From the quick access toolbar, plot. So the batch plot is not coming here. If it's coming, then you would like to do only the single plot, the way I was showing. And the same thing that you'd like to do, choose the printer or plotter to AutoCAD PDF high quality print. Once you've done that, then you choose the page size with ANSI A, right? And the plot area to window, which you'll be doing it this, and immediately choose the plot area to window. You see, that screen, that pop-up disable and went away, and give you the cursor a little bit differently. Means you cannot choose on the screen because you choose the window, right? Whatever drawing that you'd like to print. So obviously you'd like to print it only this front view. So you choose the window to the front view only, right? And then you see immediately the dialog box came up, the plot model dialog box. Okay, and then under the plot area, you'd like to disable the fit to paper options. Okay, and then you'd like to change it to 1:1. All right, so that's what you did. And then under this plot offset, you'd like to center it. So this is plot offset at the bottom left corner. Okay, now that you see the drawing is at the center somewhere. Now the monochrome, that option you'd like to choose because you don't like to see all the black color, all the black color, white color, red color, everything. Just wanna see only the black and white. And once you choose that monochrome options, and obviously you choose the no to apply only the plot style table to the current layer. Okay, that's why you'd like to choose the no on the question option, and then you'd like to choose on the preview, and then it says here annotation scale is not equal to the plot scale. Okay, so you're gonna click on continue, otherwise move on to the next step. Okay, so you'd like to click on continue, and then now you're seeing that's what the plot will gonna look like. Okay, enable always continue under, I mean I forgot to do that, but you can do it as well, like always continue under this condition, and then you want to plot it. Okay, just like before, because if you are happy with that, so you can do like week 11 lecture 1, so plot 2. Okay, and then you'd like to save it, and immediately this new plot is going to show up like this. Okay, and then you'd like to save the drawing, and that is pretty much done. And then the challenge exercise. Okay, and now I'm going to do a quick walk around. I'm going to make sure everybody's done with that, whatever I did so far. So this is the second drawing. I'd like to see if you have this thing saved in your plan. This is the view. This is escape. Yes. Yeah, I get confused. I was like, what's before? This is the before. Okay. Everybody got it? Everybody got the first try? The important thing is like when after you showing something, you can follow my lead and you can say a little bit. How do you ready? How do you? This one is easy, right? I did say in last week, right, we are literally done with this class almost. This is just last thing that we are doing now, right? The plotting and the dimension. The block is the most challenging one. By the way, those who would like to do the own project, like the custom project, okay, my suggestion would be try to draw some custom blocks. Okay, there are some blocks already there, right? You know, the kitchen and dining table and everything, right? Kitchen, bathroom stuff. You've seen this, right? But still, you'd like to do something, at least customize it. Okay, so now moving on, because in real life you always have to deal with the custom blocks. Okay, so where we were here under this book, and then in the next page, this is the challenge exercise. So this is your exercise for homework, right? I'm gonna simply skip that, and then it does have instructions. Just follow those instructions, okay? And then okay, so about paper space plotting. Okay, so that's what's so important. So what to learn about the paper space plotting? You see, there's this layout where you would like to put the plotting, so you can print it on the paper. So far, what we have done on the plotting, you are saving it as a PDF, right? The high quality PDF. It could be high quality, low quality, medium quality, whatever the PDF you are drawing. But you are not plotting in a paper, which could be the main thing. Like you'd be seeing all over the places there's these paper plots, right? So let's read a little bit from this space here. So first of all, the status bar contains the sheet bar, okay, the first of which is the model. The remaining sheets are paper space layouts, okay, as I was just showing it to you, layer 1, layer 2, those things. So paper space layout makes it more convenient to print the drawing. Each layout tab can be configured as a specific size. I'm just reading it verbatim, like only the first paragraph. Don't worry, I'm gonna read like all the pages here. This is so important, the first paragraph, okay? So let me read through again. So each layer tab can be configured for a specific size sheet of paper, right? And for a specific printer. This makes sense. So it's so interesting, and not necessarily you would be stick with only this layer 1 and 2. You can add as many layers as you want, or you can delete as many layers as you want, okay? And it can be done by simply right clicking on that, and there is all the option, delete, add, or whatever. Moving to here. So viewport are used to create the scale view of the drawing created in the model space, okay? So there's this viewport here which is going to show up shortly, okay? I'll show it to you how to deal with that, but you can basically deal with the viewport at a different scale drawing, okay? The scale drawing is so important. In the model space, whatever you're seeing, based on the paper size, you need to scale it down or up. There is another very important thing about the annotation or the text inside the layout, okay? You always remember, whenever you'd like to print something in a paper, usually when the standard is not like this, right? Standard is, so in any plot, right, anytime you have a text, the standard is 1/8 inch, 1/8 inch, the text size, okay? So the scale down for the layout could be like in a different scale, right? 1 to 2 or 1 to 5 or whatever, depending on the drawing size, on the paper size. But the text should always be 1 to 8 inch, right? So if you can able to do that, that means you're following the standard. Does it make sense? That's just so important. Moving on. So modifying the page setup, I was talking about it, right? I'll now simply just move on a little faster. So it was saying, like, you want to go here, and then page setup manager, you want to go here, okay? That's what they're saying. And then you're saying, depending on which layer that you want to deal with, you'd like to choose that layer. Say like layer 1, that I would like to deal with that, and then click on the modify. Once you're going to click on the modify, then this screen will going to show up, which is pretty much the same as the plot screen that what we were working before, right? Everybody seeing that? It's pretty much the same screen, right? This page setup when it came up for layer 1. Now only difference, now you're dealing it with with this setup for layer 1. What is layer 1? Layer 1 is for your paper print, right? Remember, I was just talking about it. There could be multiple layers for multiple printer, for multiple page sizes. You know, and you may have like the front view in one layout, another one could be the full view, another one be the side view, and so many things can happen depending on your choice. All right, once that thing came up, and then the book was talking about pretty much the same thing, right? You say what would like to print, right? The display only, the layout, the window, that's only the change or difference compared to the other one. Other things are pretty much the same. The paper size, I did talk about it, right? Whether there are two standards, right? In this drawing would be using this 18 by 24. That's they call architectural size, okay? 18 by 24, the next big size of A4 paper, the standard paper that you use, okay? And then other things are pretty much the same. The plot to scale, you know, the the plot name. Now under this plot name, you can choose the printer name itself, or still you can deal with this as a like a PDF, right? But this is like a little bit different, like layout that you would like to print, right? The monochrome options, if you choose the none, default is none. Anybody can tell me what happened if you choose the none for plot style? If you're going to choose the none, then all the layer colors will going to show up exactly the way you draw. Okay, make sense? Okay, there are these other options, right? You know, portrait size and other things, the center to the plot, everything is kind of the same. All right, so then you can click on OK and click on close, right? Okay, and this thing showed up. So here, this important thing, the sheet of paper appears on screen based upon the page setup setting. Now, what does it mean? Remember, you did choose A4, right? If you don't choose A4, say like if you want to go here, page setup menu and layout 1, and then say like you would like to choose this, the other standard size that I was saying, right? Where is this? Yeah, I found it. So it's architectural expand C, okay, ARCH. So 18 by 24. If you're going to choose that, close that. So now this page size is now that page size, the one that you choose, right? 11 by 24. Almost nothing changed here, but you know, the ultimately when you're going to try to print, this is what it will going to print, okay? Based upon the page setup settings, right, that you change, and this include the dashed line. Okay, this dashed line that you are seeing it here, right, which represents the printable area. So as the name indicates, the object inside the dashed line will gonna get printed. So this is the printable area. See, whatever you're seeing and whatever you're seeing inside this dashed line, that's what it will gonna get printed. Okay, and the printer area determined by the size of the paper that was selected as well as in the printer. Each printer can have different margins, which is the area around the outside edge of the paper that cannot be printed on. Besides the dashed line, nothing will gonna get printed. Most printer have different top and bottom and right and left margin. As you can see in the example, to the right, top and bottom margin are smaller than the right and left margin. Okay, this is important. I'd like to read through the whole thing, just because like your printable area could be completely different. Okay, so before you'd like to start work with the viewport, it is good idea to insert the title block so you can see where is the viewport should go. So this title, this title block that you're seeing usually does have you know, at the bottom corner the description of the drawing and other stuff. So working with the layout, so on this one they didn't show it to you how to put it here for this description. However, on the exercise 3 they show it to you to import it and then put it here. So don't worry, we're going to see how to put this under this viewport, the title block. Okay, but they're saying before you do anything, you would like to import this title block. Now working with the layout. Now this one is something that I was talking before, right? If you right click on any of the layout, then you should be seeing the new layout. Okay, let's starting from there, new layout, then the delete of the layout, the rename of the layout, move and copy of the layout. Each of these things could be important. So I did talk about it. If you have multiple layers to import, if you have multiple layers to show, then you would like to create more layers here by creating this layout. and other things are very straightforward. Okay, so then about the viewport. Okay, the viewport is the window to model space. What does it mean? All objects are drawn full scale to the model space, then made visible to a specific scale through the viewport. Okay, a layout can have one viewport or several. Okay, so how are we going to do the viewport? Okay, you'd like to go here under this layout. Okay, so if you're going to click here, you'd like to go here under this layout, right? Everybody see that? And then layout, once you are there, then you click on under this layout viewport. Everybody see that? So you won't be seeing any of this thing what I'm showing if you are not under this layout. You got to click on the layout. At the very bottom left corner you have the model, the layout 1, layout 2 as a very minimal, right? So you should be clicking on either of the layout, right? Just the way I'm doing. Once you click that, this new option will gonna show up under this ribbon. Okay, you see here the layout. Everybody see that? So this one showed up. Once it showed up, there's a very important thing. So they are saying just choose the rectangular option. Okay, there is not necessarily the rectangle, polygon, or offset, all those things. So if you're going to choose the rectangle, right, and then okay, then when the rectangular viewport is drawn by selecting the two diagonal points, just like a drawing a rectangle. So depending on your choice, right, where you'd like to put it. Say like I would like to put the drawing under the model window here. So I'm going to choose it. Did you see? And immediately on the viewport, I have this whole drawing showed up. Everybody see that? What did I do? Again, you're going to go to the layout, right? And then you're going to click on the layout tab on the ribbon, right? And then you would like to click on the rectangle, right? Once you click on the rectangle, and then you'd like to choose a rectangle on the layout window, in the white window I'm talking, anywhere. So the whole drawing will going to show up. Now if you wanted to do it like for the whole window, you see, I mean wherever you'd like to put it, it'll going to come right away. Okay, and not necessarily only rectangle option you got to go, you can go with the polygon, right? So like in this corner you have another drawing, you don't like to show the whole thing here for the whole window, so you have different choices, right? And if you'd like to delete any one of them, you just simply click on that, and then there's other options, right? So you can change the scale. So you see I'm changing it to 1 to 2, 1 to 4, right? It's just changing 2 to 1, it's more bigger, right? Whatever you want, I'll stick with 1 to 1, right? And then if you'd like to move it anywhere, I can move it, right, by simply holding it like this, right? Everybody see that? There's other options to move it as well. You see on the center, I can literally move it anywhere. Everybody see that? So many interesting things you can do, right? All right, then moving on, that thing is done. So that's the modifying viewport. Some of the things I already showed it to you, right? So the viewport layer, that is so important as well. So if you're gonna go under this layer options, right? So if you have a viewport layer that you'd like to create, then you can create the viewport layer, and then you can do all sorts of things that what they were saying it here. Okay, let me read through that. Typically the viewport should not appear when printing the drawing. Okay, so this can be achieved by freezing the viewport layers. However, freezing the layer also remove it from the screen, which means it can no longer be selected and modified. So you'd like to set up the viewport layer as a non-printing layer. Okay, this is done by selecting the printer icon on the layout properties manager. So you want to go to the layout properties manager. You see there is this printing options. If you could have, like, you know, right now you don't have the viewport layer. If you could have created the viewport layer, and that's what they're saying, you know, you want to go here non-printing layer by simply the disable. So done by selecting the printer icon on the layout property manager. So here you can disable it, right? You see that? That's what they're saying. Okay, so I guess that's I'm pretty much done with everything, and we are now ready, almost ready. So there are some more stuffs here. Please read through that. Freezing layers within the viewport, like there could be multiple layers in the viewport that you'd like to freeze. What to do in that case, right? Just go to this layer manager and then freeze whatever you'd like to freeze, right? So this is what freeze, we have learned it before, right? What is freeze? So that's what they're saying. If you're going to freeze layers, then you won't be seeing it on the layout, right? And then that won't be coming to the printout. So that sort of thing is so important. Now moving to the exercise, I guess that's the last one that we'll be doing today here, and then we'll be done with the class today. Okay, anybody need a break? I've been constantly talking for last 50 minutes. No, everyone's fine? This is the last thing that I'll be doing, and I promise I won't be talking anymore. Okay, then we'll be done for today's class, and then we'll all go. All right, so here what are you going to do? Caleb, you're done? So Caleb, one thing, I think you came a little late. I'd like to ask you. You see, there is this class review thing comes, right? It's trying to belong to something. Is that okay? All right, that could be helpful too. All right, so let me plotting from the paper space. Yes, Angel. So Angel, first thing, you'd like to probably open this one that you see here, and the place where you can find it, like class exercise and this space, download it. Oh yeah, so it's like you going to put the proper manager and literally all right, no problem. All right, anybody else need that? So what do you want to do now next? Like you'd like to open this 11.2.1. Everybody please open that one, 11.2.1. Okay, you know where it's located, right? It's in the bright space. I'm gonna go to bright space, and don't worry, I'm gonna upload the homework, like homework number 12 right today. So you'll have the actual Dropbox for homework number 12, especially those who finish the book, like Maria, Logan, and other students. They might be wondering why I'm not seeing it. I'm gonna create it. Okay, I'm just catching up with the time. Okay. All right, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, so moving to this, you'd like to open this 11.2.1. Everybody, please do that. So open this 11.2.1. Okay. So this is what you should be seeing once you're going to open this. Okay, we'll just strictly follows the lead from these instructions here. So once you open this drawing, okay, it says select the layout 1 tab. You would be seeing there is this select layout 1, and there's this plus sign. You can literally create as many layers as you want, right? It's very straightforward, just like in Excel, you can create as many sheets as you want. All right, once you're done with that, under this layout 1, what you want to do, you want to right click on this layout 1. Ran, you're done with everything? Yeah. Okay, remember there's two of them exercises are for the homeworks, right? Like I'm gonna upload it. Okay. All right. So then, what you wanna do? You wanna right click on this and then click on this page setup manager. Everybody see that? Okay. Once you're gonna click on that, I'm just simply following the lead from the book instruction, and then you'd like to first of all make sure this layout 1 gets selected here, and then click on the modify. Once you're gonna click on the modify, it's asking you where you'd like to save. Now you'd like to save it. Even though you are printing the layout, you would like to still save it as a PDF. You don't want to save it as a printer if you don't have a means to print it. So you'd like to choose this high quality print for AutoCAD PDF, just the way they are showing it to you here. So this plotter output to a digital file rather than a paper plotter, right? So digital PDF, that's what they're saying. And then it says like change the paper size to architectural paper, so which is 18 by 24, and it says make sure the plot area is layout, where we have the layout, and the scale is 1:1. We have the 1:1, right? And then when working with the paper space layout, the plot area, so that's what they're saying, like the plot area should typically be the layout. okay, and the plot scale should be typically 1:1. Okay, this actual scaling of the drawing will be done through viewport. So even though you have this 1:1, don't worry. I mean, in the viewport, remember I was showing it to you how to create a small one or the big one. Everybody remember that? How to modify the viewport? I was showing it to you guys just before. Okay, so you do have the control on that. Okay, and then it says here you'd like to choose the monochrome, so only stick with 2 colors, black and white, and then you'd like to click on OK and click on close. Right, now what? Now you are in the viewport, and you should be seeing the viewport window just like this, right? And you have this printable area, right, on the dotted line. So the thing is, these 18:24 sheets are now visible on the screen, as I was saying, right? The dashed line are the rectangle, what is the printable space, right? And the viewport is showing here, as you can see at the lower left corner. Okay, so then you'd like to set the border as a current layer. You remember where to go for the layers? Go under this home tab, right, and there are so many options. You'd like to choose only the border, okay, for the current layer, and then you wanna go under this block, go under this home, then the block, okay, here, and then you wanna insert. Okay, so you click on the insert, and you see when you are at the insert, this is the first one, so important, C size architectural. Anybody remember what is this C size architectural? I mean, remember when I was explaining this, I was saying like you must have to put the model, okay, so the annotation and everything, and this C size architectural, we're gonna do that. If you're gonna click that C size architectural, and then there's one option we're going to show up right away where you'd like to put it. Now if you'd like to put it like manually, then it could be confusing. So they were saying you'd like to put it at origin or 00. So you'd like to type in the you'd like to type here 0,0, right, and then it should automatically put it like to its place. That's the title block. Okay, very important thing. So again, what is the title block? It's a block that already created for you. It's a C size architectural title block. Okay, and once you're going to click it under this command line, you gotta type 0,0, so it will gonna get placed to the origin. And now you should be seeing something very similar to what you're seeing it here, right? So to viewport need to be adjusted to better fill the printable area. So what it says here, see, this is the viewport, the black line. It needs to be adjusted such a way so it will going to cover the whole area. Did you see that? So that's what they said here. All right. So with this viewport still selected, change its layer to viewport. So you wanna go to the home and change this layer to viewport. Everybody see that? So I now change the viewport to the viewport layer. Okay. Once you change it, the viewport layer has been created as a non-printing layer. Okay, so you gotta go to this property manager and go to this viewport layer, which is this, and everybody see that. So this printer options, you can either make it disable or enable. So you'd like to make sure it is disable. Everybody have it so far? Everybody got it? What I'm doing, where I'm doing? Any question, raise your hand. I'm gonna come in person. Okay. All right. If you're done up to this, what I'm showing it to you guys, right? And then you'd like to press escape, right? Which I did to deselect the viewport. Now the viewport is no longer selected. Okay. So then what? Double click inside the viewport to activate the floating model space. So I'm double clicking it. You see the floating model space activated right away. All right. Be sure the double click inside the viewport, not on the viewport, means not on the line on the viewport, not on outside, inside. Double click the scroll wheel button on the mouse to perform the zoom extent. Okay. So you see, so I double click the scroll button, right? There's this scroll, right? I double click on the top of the scroll and this thing showed up this way. Okay, so again, so double click the scroll wheel button on the mouse to perform a zoom extend. You remember what is zoom extend? Zoom extend will gonna display everything on the model space. This is what is in the model space, right? So that is the extend. To view the view of the viewport, adjust to display the drawing. Now you can do a little bit of the adjustment. Okay, next, I mean here whatever adjustment you'd like to do here, you can do literally all those adjustment. So next you'd like to do this. All right, select the status bar. All right, so select the status bar, viewport scale 1 to 8 to set it up. So here, so under this status bar, everybody see that? So they are saying change the scale, the viewport scale to 1 to 8. So you'd like to change it to 1 to 8 means this one, right? You see that? Okay, so now under this status bar, viewport lock, to lock the scale. Okay, so now you would like to lock this scale. Do you see there is this lock button? You will see that? You are not seeing it, Angel? So that's at the bottom, status bar. You're not seeing the lock? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you'd like to lock it. Okay, after you change it to 1/8, you're done with everything. Okay, I'll see you in next class. Okay, don't miss the class. Okay, so this will prevent any accidental change on the scale. Okay, now 1/8 is locked. The drawing appears as it's shown, so the way it is showing now. Next, you'll create a copy of the side plane layout. Okay, so now that this layout is done, the side plane layout you'd like to do. So right click on the side plane tab, right? The side plane. So I'm gonna create a side plane layout. Okay, so I'm gonna change the name to side plane. Everybody do that. So you're gonna add another layer and change one of the layer name to side plane. Okay, then right click on this, right? Okay, right click on the side plane tab and then select move or copy. Okay, so right click on the side. Okay, move or copy. All right, so once you have the move or copy, dialog box appear. Under the before layout, select the move to end. So move to end. All right, enable the create a copy option. Enable this, create a copy options, click OK. All right, so you have this new plane appear. See, side plane 2, side plane 1. All right, so this side plane 2 will gonna appear. Select the side plane 2 tab, which is this one. Okay, all right, so copy an existing layer saves time because you do not have to modify the page setup or insert the title block. You see, everything is almost there what it was. Right click on the side plane tab 2 tab and name or rename shade layout. So you'd like to rename this thing shade layout. Okay, press enter. All right, so then this layout will have two viewport. While it is possible to modify the existing viewport, it is often more efficient to delete it than draw new viewport. Okay, select the existing viewport, then press delete. So this is your viewport, right? So you're going to press delete. Alright, so I'm gonna delete this, all of it. I have so many layers. Delete, delete. Alright. Alright, so now we have this. 1/8 and lock it. Alright, so that is done. Okay, double click anywhere outside of the paper space. Okay, next we'll rename the layer to more meaningful name. Rename. Okay, so I'm gonna change this layout 1 to slide plane. I was missing that, so this is slide plane. Side plane. Alright, and then enter. Okay, so then once I'm done with that, create a copy of the side plane. So I'm gonna click here, move or copy, move to the end. Okay, okay, now I forgot to click, so go here, side plane, move or copy, create a copy, move to the end. Alright, now I have side plane 2. Shade layout, that's what I'd like to do. So this is my shade layout, so I'd like to click here somewhere. Alright, so escape. So I have now the shade layout. The layer will have to be board. What is possible to modify the existing viewport? It is often more efficient to edit than show new viewport. Select the existing viewport, then press. I'm selecting the existing viewport. Okay, selecting the existing viewport, then press delete at the keyboard to erase it. Okay, I'm deleting that. I'm sorry guys, it was not happening. I'm assuming everything is happening the same way that I'm doing now, right? So I had an issue before. Anyway, so you have this new layout called as shade layout, and once you created that one, you must have to delete the existing viewport, right? You see how I deleted it? You just have to click on the viewport and then delete it. Once you delete that, then you want to go again on the layout tab, right? And then click on the rectangle under this layout viewport. So you want to click on that. Okay, and then click to diagonal points to create a viewport that fills the left half of the drawing area. You see that? So I'm gonna click somewhere around here to almost like here, right? So left half of the drawing area. See that? Now I still have the half of the drawing area is empty to deal with the other stuff, and we are dealing here with the shade layout. Alright, so then repeat the process to create a second rectangular view as shown. So we'll be doing, because we just have one drawing, but this time we'll be doing it for half of the rest half of the area. So select both viewpoints and then change their layer to the viewports. So before I do that, I'd like to click on rectangular again and like to do another viewport, right? So alright, just on the half of the space. Okay, select both viewport, then change their layer to viewport. Okay, so I'm gonna select this viewport, control and select the another one, and I'd like to go to the home tab. I'd like to make sure all of them under this viewport layer. Okay, I now change it to viewport layer. Able to see that, right? And then you can press escape. Okay, now you see those are viewport layer, right? Next, we'll adjust the viewport scale. So how I'm going to do that? Double click inside the larger viewport to the left. So I'm going to double click somewhere here. Okay, to the larger viewport. Okay, and then I'd like to change the scale. Instead, double click inside the larger viewport to the left. All right, and then change the scale to 1 to 10. 1 to 10. See that? Now the scale has changed. Select the status bar viewport lock. So I'd like to lock this once I change it. All right, and then select the status viewport, lock the scale, and then the smaller viewport. Now I'm gonna click here on the smaller viewport, right? Double click inside. Then I'm gonna change it to 1/4. So 1/4. So change it to 1/4. Now it's changing to 1/4. Everybody see that? Now I'm changing it to 1/4, and you see plan. You're done, Alex? Okay, remember those two are exercise, right? For homework. Okay, don't miss the class. Okay, I'll see you on Wednesday again. Okay, we're at the very end of the class. So plan the view to show the proposed shed and concrete plan. Okay, so proposed shed. So here, right? All right, so because the viewport scale has already been set, be careful not to zoom in and out, as doing so it will override 1/4 scale. If it occurs, simply set the 1/4 scale again, which I did actually. So I'm gonna change it to 1/4 again. Okay, now it's 1/4. Okay, okay, now it's 1/4. Okay, then you're gonna lock that 1/4 thing here. Okay, now both of them are locked. All right, so then under this ribbon, go to the layer and go to the layer control drop down. So here, go to the layer, so layer control drop down. So select the freeze or thaw in current viewport icon for the hatching and the text layer to freeze them only in the viewport. Okay, hatching and text. Okay, so I'd like to do it for hatching and text. So where is my hatching? So this is my hatching. I'm gonna freeze this, and text I'm gonna freeze this. Okay, that's what they said. Click anywhere on the drawing window to close the layer control drop down list, which I did already. Okay, hatching and text layer are hidden from the viewport, so you are not seeing any hatching, you are not seeing any text right here. All right, but it's still visible in the other views. So it should be visible here, not here. All right, so double click anywhere outside the two viewport to return to the paper space. So like here. Okay, finally you will print a PDF file. So you're going to print it. You may be prompted more than continue to plot a single sheet. Okay, so you're going to print it. So click on OK. Right. All right, so you do have a printout now. Let me go back here. Okay, so that's it. Anyway, so let me do a quick walk around and see if anybody need any help from me. Jason, you're done. You have any question?
No.
Very good. Thank you very much. You please come next class, okay? The last two classes are so important. Don't miss the classes, okay? So we'll be talking with the projects. You know, even if we're done in the book, we'll be still doing the project here. I'll be working around on trying to help you get a portion of anything on the project. Okay. So you'd like to use the clustering. You're good, Aiden. Okay. The same thing is true here, right? You know, you come here every day. You bring a project here. You do the project here. So I'll be working on it. I may be able to help you. Okay. Is there anything? Angela, you're doing good. You feel like you learn AutoCAD, Angela? Yeah. Okay. So this book is oldie, right? Aiden, this book is oldie. Everybody appreciates this book. This book is so good, okay? Right, Amira? This book is good, right? How do you appreciate the book, Jason? This book is good, right?
Yeah.
You said the ones that we didn't do our homework, right?
Huh?
The practices that we didn't do, the challenges we didn't do.
Oh, the challenges, it's due next week thing this way. I'm going to upload this Word file anyway today at some point, okay? I'm going to stop the recording now.